Welcome to Travel in 20, your weekly passport to travelling like a pro. I'm Jacqui Falgate, and each week I'll be joined by travel insiders to uncover their top tips in just 20 minutes. This episode is brought to you in partnership with Australia's Northwest. Today we set out on an adventure to explore why Broome in Western Australia is a must visit for every Aussie traveller, as told by our local expert Claire Wilson. Hi Claire, so good to see you.
Hi Jacqui, you too. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Now please tell our listeners, when you arrived in Broome for the first time, what took your breath away?
The colours of Broome, they're absolutely breathtaking. I fell in love instantly, and I thought to myself, I have to move here.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah.
Now, you come from Perth originally, so
Yes.
Is it almost like you're on holiday every day?
Yes, it is absolutely like that. I feel like I'm on holiday every day, and it's just a slower pace of life, you know. Let's escape the city, escape the rat race, and come and unwind on Broome time.
Broome time. Tell me more about Broome time.
Broome time. So it's this concept of going slower. Things move at a different pace in Broome. It's all about things happening when they happen. Let's not rush about it. Let's just slip into Broome time, and things will happen when they may.
I would like to experience Broome time for myself.
Absolutely, you should.
Can you describe to me how vivid the colours are, and what is it about the natural landscape of Broome that makes it so unique?
The colours are exceptionally vivid. So anyone that's been to Broome and anyone that's going to go to Broome after this podcast will take home special memories with them, because we've got the red Pindan sand, so there's that bright, striking, breathtaking red, and then the blue turquoise waters. So you really get a sense of you're surrounded by this magical ancient land when you're in Broome, and we have those exceptional red cliff faces, and you feel so small and so among the natural landscape when you're in Broome. It's quite like no other place.
So if you've never been there before, and you're especially coming from the East Coast, do you think there's a bit of a perception, or it's hard to get to, but it's actually not hard to get to at all?
Absolutely, yeah. So in the high season, we have 4 to 5 flights a week coming direct from Melbourne and Sydney, and you can fly with Virgin or Qantas. So it's not really hard at all. It's just one plane trip.
And what do you think the ideal time, from an expert, is to spend in Broome?
As long as you can, is the short
That's a good
answer.
Claire.
But if you're short on time, I'd say shoot for the long weekend, or do a 5 to 10 day kind of itinerary.
Okay, so let's talk about, we've landed in Broome. What's the first thing we need to do? And I imagine it's somewhere that you would like to get a car for.
Yes. So in Broome, we do have a little bit of public transport access, so you can get the bus around town. But I would highly recommend, when you book your hotel, to also book a little car. So we would recommend probably a 4-wheel-drive, just so you're not limited and you can get down to the beach and things like that. But you want to land in Broome, pick up your 4-wheel-drive and get to your hotel as soon as possible, throw on your swimmers and sit by the pool, have a cocktail, and then assess from there.
It sounds like my kind of holiday. So let's start with luxury when it comes to Broome, because I think a lot of Aussies, when they do think of Broome, they think of the beautiful accommodation offerings there and the amazing food, and just how naturally beautiful the region is.
Yeah, that's right. So you can stay at 5-star luxury at the Cable Beach Club in Broome, overlooking Cable Beach itself. They have an amazing few restaurants there. So we've got Sunset Bar and Grill. You can sit and have a cocktail, watch the sun go down. Obviously the famous camels walking by. Then we have some more upmarket restaurants. So they have their famous Cicchetti, which is an Italian restaurant. You can try one of the local dishes. So pale meat tortellini is a massive, massive thing. People come from far and wide to try that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of pearls, you can actually incorporate that into your holiday as well,
That's
not
right.
just with a tour, but also in town.
Yes, yeah. So I would say if you're short on time, head into town and go into one of the local pearl shops. Most of them do a bit of a pearl educational experience. Or if you're looking to just buy, of course, you can just walk in and learn about whatever it is that you're after, and they'll take good care of you. But if you have a little bit longer in around Broome, I'd say jump in your hiker and head up the Dampier Peninsula. So we've got Willie Creek Pearls and Cygna Bay Pearls.
Beautiful.
just a short trip.
And food-wise, what is Broome known for other than pearl meat?
So we've got a long history with multiculturalism in Broome. So the Japanese influence, some Malay influence as well from the pearl diver days. So come down and experience the Asian fusion. There's also a big season of mangoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
There's a local mango farm in Broome, and we're coming into mango season now, actually. So people come down to the markets on a Saturday morning. It's a beautiful atmosphere. They usually have live music. You can find yourself at the markets and have a local mango smoothie. People line up for them.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Amazing.
Highly recommend.
And when you talk about markets, it also makes me think about community a little bit.
Yeah.
And particularly if you're coming across with a family, that community feel around Broome is something that's quite unique.
Yeah, it is. And it's another part of the reason, as we said in the beginning, I decided to move to Broome for that community kind of vibe. So we have as well, I should have mentioned, water park at Town Beach, which is fantastic for the kids. So a lot of people like to come down there in the afternoon and bring the kids, and they have a big splash around, and the parents sit on the beach and have a swim.
Beautiful.
Obviously, fantastic weather in Broome, which we haven't mentioned yet, but, you're looking between 28 degrees and 30-something every day.
Sign me up, Claire. Sign me up. And in terms of kids, actually, you know what? Not even just in terms of kids, but in terms of adults too. You've got dinosaur prints there.
Absolutely we do, yeah. So dinosaur footprints, it's one of the most highly recognised stretches of coastline in the world for historic dinosaur footprints. Yeah, so going back like 200 million years, and they keep discovering more and more. There's a few different tours that you can do around town that will incorporate the dinosaur footprints, but a lot of people have some fun trying to find them for themselves as well. So if you've got adventurous kids, maybe give that one a go.
Ship them off there.
But then you'll probably have some trouble finding them, so jump on a tour.
Yeah, a tour sounds like a good idea. And can we talk about the camels briefly as well?
Yes.
It's one of those iconic images when you think about Australia. And the Western Australian coastline is such an iconic image of the sun, of the camels, and of people riding them down the beach.
That's right, yeah. So camels have been in Broome for a really long time now, and shortly after they arrived, it became a bit of a tourist attraction. And now it's something almost that Broome can't depart from.
You have to do, the must do, right?
You must do. Yeah, you must jump on the back of a camel at sunset preferably. But if you can't manage that, then they've also got a morning tour. So
beautiful.
Take your pick and ride on.
Oh, I cannot wait. But tell me about the staircase to the moon, because that sounds like something I need to see.
Absolutely you do. So Staircase to the Moon is an unmissable event when you come to Broome in my eyes. So when you're booking, make sure that you check out the Staircase to the Moon calendar. We have one on our website. So what you're looking for is the full moon, because the full moon will rise over Roebuck Bay, which happens to be right in front of the mudflats. The water in the mudflats reflects off the moon, and you can see what appears to be a staircase leading towards the moon. It's quite the experience, unlike any other.
I think like Broome it's such a visual place, isn't it? It's almost like something so different for the senses than what we would get here on this side of the country. And another thing we don't get to do on this side of the country is drive our four-wheel drives along the beach.
But
you can do that in Broome, and you can hire a car with luxury escapes too.
Yes. So definitely hire a car, preferably a four-wheel drive, so that you're good for beach driving and any other kinds of activities that you want to do outside of Broome. And you can access the beach, both Cable Beach and Ganthian Point, and both are fantastic destinations to watch the sun go down over the Indian Ocean. Something you'd never get to do over here in the East Coast.
Can I have a little picnic? Can I take some champagne?
Absolutely, that's more than welcomed. I would recommend getting yourself a few friends and your family and heading down to the beach at sunset. Take some drinks with you. and also a little bit of a cheese board or a picnic. Maybe see if someone will cook you dinner on the beach.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic. Yeah, whatever you like, it's yours.
Sounds magic. And tell me now about adventure tourism as well. Like, we've got our camels, but anyone can do that. So if you want to experience perhaps the gateway to the Kimberley, you can do that from Broome too.
That's right, yeah. So a lot of people would know that Horizontal Falls is just a hop, skip and jump from Broome. So
And another iconic Australian image too.
Yes, absolutely. David Attenborough himself even went there. So I would say if you are of the adventure sort, jump in a plane and head out to Horizontal Falls. So you can do a day trip or a half-day trip from Broome, and you'll land on the water on Talbot Bay on a seaplane, jump off, go onto a pontoon, get in a boat, head out to the falls, come back. They have beautiful grey nurse sharks that will come in for feeding time. Yes.
So you've done it obviously, and what's it like from a personal perspective?
It's incredible. It's like no other experience. I couldn't even describe it or compare it to anything else. It's just the scenery when you land. There is nothing quite like that Kimberley coastline. Like, there's the beautiful, really calm, crystal turquoise water, and then you have the huge, big McClarty Ranges either side of you, and it's paradise out there, and it's completely untouched.
One of the images in my mind is just the colours, like you said, the blue and the red. Living there, it must be a real privilege to sort of see that every day.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, it's a very grounding place, and I think you really have to go to the Kimberley to experience that for yourself. People often tell me about it once they've been to Broome. They're like, oh, we've had a fantastic time here. I didn't realise how special the Kimberley was. Yeah. And I said, yeah, I know.
That's why we're talking to you today.
I went on a holiday there and before I moved, and it never left my mind after that moment. And when this opportunity came to move to Broome, I was like, absolutely.
And obviously a really important part of Australian history and the First Nations communities that live in and around Broome and have done for centuries. You can experience that firsthand as a tourist too, and what they've put around that is something really special.
Yeah, that's right. So we have a brand new product starting next year in town called the 4-Night Aboriginal Luxury Experience by Mabuburu Tourists. So you can stay at one of the resorts in Broome. It's all accommodation, meals, transfers and experiences included. And each day you'll go out with a different local Aboriginal person and hear their story from themselves and their family and learn about the First Nations culture in and around Broome.
I think it's really important to do as well, and to get an understanding of the history.
Absolutely. And then there are a whole number of other day tours and experiences that you can have around Broome and further up the Dampier Peninsula and through to the east as well, the East Kimberley.
Wonderful. And in terms of that, you can do some mud crabbing and you can do things that you would otherwise never get to do really anywhere else.
Yeah, that's right. And we have some incredible rock art as well in the Kimberley. So some of the rock art they've founded is older than the Colosseum. So we've touched on a little bit of the adventure side of Broome already, but I think arguably you have to be adventurous to go out as far as this and find this rock art. So obviously from a respectful side of things, you're going to want to do this with a guide.
Absolutely, yep.
You can helicopter out to the Mitchell Plateau where there's some fantastic rock art there to see. Obviously we are close to Pernalulu National Park in the Kimberley as well. So the Bungle Bungles, and they have local Aboriginal tour guides there to walk you around and tell their stories. And you can drive the Gibb River Road in a four-wheel drive, as we mentioned.
That's what you recommended, yeah?
Yes, yeah, and there's some art to see along the way.
And so you can really base yourself in Broome, and you can choose to do that at a 5-star resort, or you can choose many other places to stay. So what would you recommend if you're coming, say, with a family, or you want to maybe watch your budget and stay somewhere that maybe isn't 5-star but still have a great holiday?
Absolutely, yeah. So I would say there's a whole number of caravan parks or camping accommodations. So if you are wanting to move outside of Broome, obviously we're going to jump in the car and I would recommend that you go and stay at one of the Camping with Custodians campgrounds.
Oh,
yeah.
So can you expand on that a bit more? Tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Camping with Custodians campgrounds are dotted around the Kimberley and actually the Pilbara as well. And they are run by local Indigenous communities. So you can go and have an authentic experience there. And a lot of them have tours and experiences that operate out of those sites, as well as being able to stay the night. You can have those experiences.
How wonderful. And I think the cultural side of things is really important, especially if you are a family. You want your kids to learn about the history of the region as well. And then you also want them to be able to enjoy the beautiful beaches too. So I wanted to ask you, in particular, Cable Beach. What is it that's so iconic about this stretch of sand?
Cable Beach, I would say it's beautiful, pristine look and feel, and everyone comes there to experience that wide expanse, 22 kilometres of sand, starting at Ganthian Point and finishing way up the other end at Willie Creek. You can drive down onto the beach there. It's a favourite pastime among locals as well. And as we mentioned before, you can see the sun setting over the water. And I would say if you're interested in being on the water, jump on a sunset cruise. There's no better way to see that sun go down than from the waters of Cable Beach. Maybe you want to try the old pearling lugger, the Willie. I would say that one's the best pick.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And Claire, what are your top tips that I cannot miss out on doing when I go to Broome?
Okay. So you must have a sunset at Cable Beach. You must go and visit a pearl farm. You must go to Horizontal Falls. I think you should see the dinosaur footprints.
Yes, I will. Tick, tick, tick.
I think that's a really good start.
And Claire, what do you do on your days off in Broome?
Maybe we'll start with some sunrise yoga. Then we'll go for a mango smoothie at the markets and dip in Cable Beach and, kick back and relax in the afternoon, maybe a cocktail at Sunset Bar.
I think that sounds like just about the perfect day, doesn't it? Especially when we live really frantic lives. I think, to have a holiday that feels like an escape, but also a holiday that's still at home in Australia. And I think that's probably, for me, what makes Broome so unique.
Yeah, that's right. It is such a unique destination, and like I was saying in the beginning, as soon as you fly in over Roebuck Bay and Cable Beach, you'll see those colours and they're mesmerising. And it's such an authentic place to come on holiday in Australia.
You've sold me. Thank you so much for your insider tips.
No trouble.
Thanks for listening. Experience more of the world's best holiday destinations with luxury escapes, with more inclusions, more value and more expertise. Find and book everything you need, from hotels and resorts to flights, tours, cruises and experiences. Stay up to date with other episodes of Travel in 20 on Spotify, Apple or wherever you get your podcasts. And visit luxuryescapes.com to get more from your next holiday.